I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is our work session for the month of June. Roll call. I don't know if anybody welcome to the meeting this evening. It's so over agenda items that will be voted on next Wednesday's voting meeting or session. Item E, recognition of meetings. Was our regular meeting before 7 to 7:32 on May 14th and 7:33 to 7:35 executive session for personnel. We will have Pride and Promise presentations, and we'll go into the reporting of Commissioner Supervisor, Mr. Saker.
Last month at a driver meeting, I just talked to each driver individually and just asked them how they thought about Laurel, driving from Laurel, and see what their future plans are for Laurel. They're happy being here, they're staying here. There's only one that's leaving that I don't know why, but the rest of them are here long enough and want to retire, and one's for health, and so other than that, they're positive. It's staying.
So we'll have enough to start next year.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm having a class June 16th, 17th, and 18th. I got 2 or 3 people I think lined up to have a class. Still working on two people that retired here a couple years ago. They left. I'm trying to get them back, and that's Jody Yoder and Davis Livia. I'd like to get them back on board. And Jody's halfway there, I think. So that would be good. She's a 20-year veteran of a driver here. Still pretty young yet. And last, we're starting our inspection and stuff already for that summer.
Any questions from Mr. Sager?
Right now it's 16, 17, and 18. I'm going to do it in the afternoon. June.
We tried to promote you on Facebook.
I see.
So
We'll see. It's been shared around quite a bit.
well, that's
I've had a couple people call. They say they want to be in the class.
good. I don't think everybody understands that they can get courses to learn how to do this.
Yeah, that's what, trying to put that out there that, hey, this is a free thing, but I don't want to be training people that have no plans to be here either, because it does take a lot of time. The classroom's really nothing. When you start driving with them and you got to put 6 hours minimum, and that usually is not enough, especially if somebody's never drove before, then you got to run the DMV 2 or 3 times. So it's a lot of time. If they're not doing it, they're not planning to be here. They're not saying they're going to be here.
Okay, thanks. So, Mr. Jones is failing Hayden this evening. So, you can look over his report. Mr. Hoyland.
All right, so I have the 2025 School Safety and Security Report. Go to the next, if you want to pull that up.
Yeah, give me a second.
So this is the Act 44 School Safety and Security Coordinator Report that goes to the school board every year. Usually Mr. Rich does that. He asked me to do it this year. So it's just something that coordinators are required to make that report annually to the school board by June 30th. So that's what we're doing here tonight. Go to the next one. These are some of the board policies that address school safety. You know, we're not going to go over them all, but we do have to list those. Go to the next slide. Some things that we've done with prevention, planning, and preparation. We do have a school safety and security coordinator, which is Mr. Rich. We're required to have one. We do annually update and distribute employee, student, and security handbooks to everyone. We have a historic practice of preparedness and drills. So that's something that we have been doing and continue to do. We have our school safety and security team. Dr. Lees has shared some safety and security documents and resources with the team and the employees. You'll see some of those on our website. We maintain a comprehensive safety and security plans. All staff is trained in a standard response protocol. That's our lockdown procedures that we've trained all staff with, and we do that every year. It's a classroom style training along with drills. We do building and grade level specific trainings by the teams. Part of the report here is also the threat assessment team. We do have that now, and that includes a middle high school team and an elementary team. Those are headed by the principal for that building. We also conduct and utilize the PACE survey and the results therefrom. We review and implement the RVAT findings. So that's a risk vulnerability assessment that the state did a few years back. I'm also doing the same thing, a physical security assessment that I do. I'm also on the registry for the state to do those. So I'm in the process of doing that right now. We're required to do that every 2 years. So that's something that I'll be doing over the summer. I'm also doing it for Union and Neshannock. You go to the next slide, please. So I attended a training on reunification protocols using the standard reunification method, or SRM. That's similar to the standard response protocols from the same company. It's what a lot of the schools are going to. Slippery Rock University uses it also. We're not really changing what we do for reunification. We're just going to kind of branch out and do what everyone else does and have a lot of the same protocols. All school police are Act 67 certified. They have to do that before they even start. That also is a class that I teach through IUP's Police Academy, so I just put that through that course. Our SAP team is in place and works very well. We have our SWPBS program throughout K through 12. We have police presence at the school every day as well as public events. And we do have to, part of the report is we have to list how many and what security we have in the school. So you're required to have one full-time, whether it's school police or security for the district. So we have one full-time chief, that's me, and then one other school police every day. We have a standard operating procedure. So that's basically our policy. That's kind of separate because it's a police policy, so it has to be done differently, including a use of force policy. I wrote that, and that has been adopted by Lawrence County. So the district attorney, Josh Lamacousa, has taken that, and he's pushing. I'm working with him to add wording, basically, so it doesn't just say Laurel. It will go for all the schools in the county. So the one that we wrote here is getting pushed out to all the school districts in the county. We do trauma-informed approaches for training. And once again, the threat assessment team trains annually. Next slide, please. We do have crisis plans. Historically, we implement security drills. It's always within the first 90 days of school. We're required to do that. So that's our lockdown drills or similar ones that we do a hold or secure. That's part of the standard response protocol. We always do one of those in the first 90 days. We do have a safety and security plan. We have a manual with that, along with an accompanying emergency procedures book and all hazards plan. We updated the flip charts last summer. I believe Mrs. Jones did that. I did a very nice job. We have those everywhere now. And I also helped her with some of the standard response protocol that we put in there, so it looks really nice. All staff is trained in active shooter every year, so we go over run, hide, fight, and standard response protocol. So when you hear active shooter training, though, that doesn't mean people are coming in with airsoft and shooting teachers. That's not what we mean. It's just getting trained on what to do, and then we'll build up to that down the road. It's not something that we'll do every year, but we are talking about doing that in the future. Next slide, please. So future initiatives, we will implement this standard reunification method. Like I said, it goes with SRP, additional active shooter trainings, like I said, in the future. Some training on building security measures for our admin team. There's some things that we're going to change this summer and go over with the admin team before we push it out to everybody else. Like I said, I'm doing the updated physical security assessment for both buildings, and we're updating some cybersecurity measures district-wide. Next. So part of the next steps are to seek some board input on the safety priorities, what's most important. Continued development for professional development. Provide some student development in safety and security protocols. I want to make sure everything that we do with safety-wise is transparent. I want the kids to know what they're supposed to do. I want the parents to know what they're supposed to do and know what we're doing. And I think that really helps. If we ever have any kind of crisis, and we've had some this past year, and I think when we did, they were handled very effectively because we're transparent, because we communicate. And we'll continue to update and reinforce written communications such as handbooks and manuals every year.
Just a question, if they are, like, if you have to evacuate either of the schools for any reason, how are you communicating that? Just because unfortunately, not everybody is on that parent square like we want them to be. In that event, would it be phone call or some, like, we still have that available?
I can speak to that, yes. Parent Square actually does have, for an actual true emergency, it has the ability to send out a massive call. When we would do that, if we would have that, it would send out. One of the things we did as our team communications, we didn't want to continue to push out calls just to push them out. So that way, if you get a call, you're like, hey, the bake sale's on Tuesday, something's up, right?
Okay.
But yeah, there's a button you push and it goes to everybody. Great question.
I did have a question. With the elimination of the events manager, do we have somebody here in the evenings through the summer?
So what we do is, I was actually just talking about this before the meeting. When we have people coming in from the outside during the school year, then I have a police officer there. So in the summer, we don't, but I haven't been asked to. So that's something we could do.
I guess the only concern I had, a few people, do basketball and that to use the elementary gym in the evenings. And evidently now they have to do it in the daytime because there is nobody here in the evening. Is that something we're gonna be able to work around, or?
I mean, honestly, that's kind of between you guys and Mr. Rich as far as we help with if asked to.
Because that was something I always wondered about with eliminating that position is, I mean, if something happens up here, who's, just a person with the closest cell phone calls in, or, I mean, I don't know what.
You mean just like even varsity practices and so forth?
Just evenings when people are up here walking around the track, I mean, are we liable for keeping an eye on anything, or I don't know how that.
We have something at the track that says you use at your own risk, or I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I
if
think
there's
we
any
have
wording
something
out there that
posted.
says that.
I think it's just been like, the community's been.
That's probably a question for Mr. Gino, what the
Yeah.
feds allowed there.
I guess the gym was my main thing.
Well, if they're using the gym, Jen, I don't know, maybe I'm asking a question. When they ask to use it, they fill out an insurance waiver
Yeah,
or
well-
clearance?
I don't know. I know somebody reached out to me because they wanted to use the elementary gym for like dance line, cheer and all that. And they were told they had to use it during the day, which.
Is there an
On that
insurance?
Voting use
Yeah.
form, there is a place where they.
Okay.
provide it. Yeah, they would have insurance, because it would be through the
If it's
LRA.
an outside organization.
Which they have insurance, yeah.
Yeah, I can attest that statutorily, we're not required to have anybody there for security measures. Now, obviously, I would love to have 24-hour coverage, but that's not really practical.
So I guess this way it's just somebody let them in and somebody will go, I guess. Okay, you're not going to get the answer from, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got a couple bosses, and you guys are some of them, so.
It sounds more like an access issue than,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just getting in and getting out. But
I mean, if somebody can be provided the card.
Yeah, so part of our
Conversation.
thing that
Do we
we're
do
doing is
that?
that new access control system, if and when we get that, I can control that actually remotely. So I can actually give people access at certain times, certain dates, days, et cetera. And then I can be notified anytime anything's open or closed. I can set and reset the alarm remotely, all of that. So we'll be able to do a lot more with that.
But if we typically had access to elementary gyms in the summertime.
Yeah, we had Roger though. Let him in and out.
I don't think the community is going to be very happy though if all these parents.
Well, that's
Kids
just
have
it. Like in the
fun
high
rides
school, when you
to
have
get their kids
practice
there
during the
in the
day,
middle of
there's
the
other kids who can drive and take you. But during the day in the elementary, my parents are working, so that's,
Upset about that.
yeah, I think they got a couple of, yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait till Mr. Richards.
Yeah, let's see what he says.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lake.
I think everybody here was here last night. I thought it was a good evening. We want to congratulate the class of 2025. 75 names listed in the program. Special congratulations to valedictorian Valerie Hauser and salutatorian William Disman. They had great speeches last night. I think everything went to plan. I think the parents and the community, I mean, for 75 graduates, I didn't do an actual count. I'm thinking, what's that, stands hold 1,000?
It was pretty full.
And it was pretty full, so pretty good, pretty well attended. It was a good night. That second bullet, we had our coaches exit interviews before this meeting with the athletic committee and Mr. Locke and I. And you know, I'm not a true Laurel historian, but the girls track team, from what I've found, they finished third in the whole state as a team. And you know, just talking to Mr. Rich and others, I don't believe Laurel has ever had a team sport go even to the state semifinals, which would be the final four in the state. So to me, the girls track team finishing third, that's probably, you can mark them down, it's probably the best team performance that we've ever had. So there's our state medalists for Kevin Mahoney represented the boys, shot and disc. He had 2 medals. Alexis Sherry in the high jump in the relay, Kara Young in the relay, Kylie Ruperto in the relay. Alexis Skywitz pulled off a gold in the shot put, and that was an upset for her. So that's a great accomplishment as a junior. She'll be back next year. And then the one that's just, you know, totally head and shoulders above everybody in Western Pennsylvania, probably history-wise. For those who don't know, my father coached track for over 30 years at Mohawk, and I've been following track on the WPL track and cross country committee. And, you know, I can say without any hesitation, there's nobody like her. I mean, her accomplishments in her 4 years are just unbelievable. I was joking, and I said this at the committee meeting here earlier. Kids were asking at commencement practice what they're allowed to wear with their cap and gown, and they always want to wear their medals. I'm like, well, this is an academic, you know, celebration. You've already had your athletic, and what's Tori going to do? Wear 20 medals, you know? And I mean, it's true. So she had another gold in the 400, and then 3 other medals in the 100, 200, and the 4x4. We had mentioned at the athletic committee, and Dick Cooper brought it up, that, you know, her and Alexis will get rings for being state medalists or gold medalists, and maybe possibly doing something even special for Tori with all her accomplishments, a plaque of some sort that we could put up, give one to her, and possibly put up down in the gym. I know we've had other gold medalists in other sports, but her accomplishments over the 4 years are just unmatched. So can't say enough about her. Baseball team advanced to the WPL semis. A couple outs away from getting the WPL championship. It just didn't happen though for them. And the softball team was victorious in their first round playoff game. So we had success in the spring sports. That next bullet is something that I'm proud of as a principal and the counselors. We're able to get the schedule done for the students and staff before they leave. I think that's very special. Bump up day on June 2nd, we brought the 6th graders up. They got dropped off here, so they were part of it. So everybody for 25, 26 went through the first day of school already, and help with Joe with the buses and get the 6th graders up here. They get to see their schedule, they get to see their teachers. I walk the halls every period during that day. And for the next to last day of school, for anybody that knows how school ends, that could just be chaos. Teachers are done, kids are walking around. And on bump up day, the next to last day of school, when there's not a kid in the hallway, that's a win. And they're doing something educationally because they're getting to see next year's teachers. So that's something that I'm very proud of, that we were able to pull off. That's the 2nd year in a row, and we're going to continue that. And that helps for the first day of school. Now we get in the first day of school, we go hit the ground running with, and the students have the summer to iron out any issues with their schedule. So that was very successful on June 2nd. And then just want to thank Richie, Joe, Dan, Nicole, James, everybody on the team, Rob. I just thought we had a successful end of the school year.
I got no phone calls on that.
You never get any good ones, do you?
No, once in a while, yeah, I can count on that. Okay, thank you, Mr. Cook. Anyways, Mrs. Columbus.
Well, it was a very busy month for us, trying to wrap up the school year. We did have, at the high school, we did our school-wide positive behavior audit that the IU comes in they come through, I have to show them all of our paperwork and everything that we've done, and they randomly interview teachers and students, asking them what our goals are, be kind, be safe, be responsible. I believe it went well, but we'll find out with our results that we'll get in the summer. I wanted to do a shout out with Rob started the stream team, and we really try to get them more involved in not just streaming the sports, but also academics. And down at the elementary, they came and the students came and they did the fine arts show, they did the elementary award ceremony, we did the parade of graduates and sixth grade graduation. We have trouble live streaming down there. So what they do is they just stream it and then they upload it to the YouTube channel, which is really nice because families can go back and watch it and have it, especially like the parade of graduates. Like they always want to see that, but we physically can't have everybody there. And then of course they also covered graduation, the baccalaureate, and all of our assemblies. I think in 1 week I was at 3 different awards assemblies in just, I think it was like the 3rd week of May. Our Laurel newsletter, the final one, will be printed on Saturday in the paper, so make sure you look for that. I got the proofs. I will add a link onto here so that you can have a PDF of it. I was just in contact with Jason from the Newcastle News, and he just sent it to me. So I'll attach that to the report.
Any questions for Mrs. Columbus?
Is there any way on the stream team, we could think about doing an announcer?
If we had some of the proper equipment to do that, and or students who would be interested, I would think that that's definitely, we have the capabilities for that. I don't know how we would maybe rope in a class journalist somewhere to actually have someone who would be interested in it. I see a lot of cross-curricular, but just to throw a mic on someone who may not know it or have proper training, maybe a challenge, and we would need some additional equipment. But yeah,
Great.
we could do it. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Great public relations thing. I know the one time Bartley was on the wrestling newscast, or the play.
Yeah, Lawrence County,
Newscast, yeah, or the Lawrence County Sports Network.
Wilson's for you.
That was fantastic. There was a lot of plug into that. If that's something, a journalistic thing we could do, that would be fantastic.
The biggest concern that I would have is because it's a student, parents. My son didn't get named correctly. You didn't say the right tackle. My son was in on that tackle. He wasn't. I'd hate for a kid to take that type of abuse. So, I mean, that's something to consider, because like Rob said, you need to have somebody to know some knowledge of what's going on. I don't want to throw somebody into that fire.
Well, it works great with an adult there.
Yes,
leading
that's what I'm saying. There has to be an
Yeah.
adult there.
Yeah.
To just throw kids on that and take the abuse, because parents, I don't think they would hold back. They wouldn't care. My son was in on that tackle. You didn't say his name.
Yeah, and Colin did a great job that time. Unfortunately, he was injured and couldn't wrestle at the time, so that made him available to do that. That's probably part of our other issue, is having someone available that knows the sport well enough to do that.
You've done a nice job with the technology. The string team, what's the other team you're preparing?
Stat team.
Stat team, yeah, that's great. Both of them are great programs.
Something to consider, Seth.
Be one of those things that would be held in high esteem if you could get it done right. Kids would try to get over that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Swartline.
Just like Mr. Latham said, last month was a very busy month. A lot of stuff happened at the elementary school. Had our grade level field trip, the Olympic/mega party, our AR skating party. All those things went off, no major issues, which is great to have all those things happen. Be able to do this. We had our elementary band concert, we had our elementary awards ceremony. As I said, we did parade graduates. 6th grade graduation went very well. It's a nice ceremony. I'm glad we do that down there. And just, planning last month for getting ready for our academic summer camp. And about 30 kids right now signed up to come to that. So I'm glad we're able to keep doing that, and it's been helpful for our students.
Any questions for Mr. Swartline?
summer camp, is it STEM related or was it
It's-
just a?
No, it's really focused on ELA math.
Oh, okay.
We do some fun activities, but we try to find kids that, could benefit for some extra help over the summer.
It's a month or 2 months?
So it's 5 weeks. We go from June 10th to July 10th.
Okay, Dr. Lee.
All right. I did mine a little bit different for this month. One of the things we were tasked with was making this our best year yet, right? So I did a lot of reflecting on that. What's that mean? What did it mean to me for being here at Laurel? This is my 6th school year. There were a couple. First and foremost, I was really excited about the utilization of Parent Square. Felt like it really helped us take things to a new level in regards to communication. And I was really happy with that. Another thing that I was that gave me the most energy and really just reinvigorated me and why I even do this and got into this game was working with the stat team, working closely with Mr. Walzer. It's really easy sometimes to forget we got into this because I enjoy working with students, right? And in my position, I don't get to do that as much. Or if I do, lots of times it's I don't want to say punitive, they're like, hey, why are you doing this? Or, could you do something different and take your powers and use them for good, etc. For me, it was really refreshing, right? And it made me fall in love with education all over again. And I'm very grateful for that. So, and then lastly, when looking at this, I'm very grateful and proud to be part of the administrative team that I'm part of. I've mentioned that many times, but it really has made it a wonderful place to work, a wonderful place to just have teamwork, right? The people next to you to the left and right have your back. And that's really meant a lot to me personally. So when I reflect on this year, it has been my best year at Laurel, right? Personally. And I'm grateful for that. So I just want to thank Mr. Rich for creating a culture and setting the tone and really something to build upon for next year. So in regards to just a lot of summer projects planned, it's going to be a jam-packed full summer in regards to we're touching every machine. We're upgrading to Windows 11. We have a lot of work on the back end, but I feel really good. We have a good plan, and we're going to follow the plan, and I think we'll be in good shape for the start of next year. Lastly, help desk tickets, 146. We responded in 3 hours, 5 minutes, and we closed in 2 days, 7 hours. So, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. This is,
On the agenda, there's a couple of blanks under personnel. Names. That's not really. The budget for next year is also Rich and Mr. Jones and I sat Monday and went through all of the capital projects, expenditures, which aren't that big. It wasn't a big area of our budget. Had a few things, so I'll push a couple things back a year or two. So we were able to get under 2 million, barely, but we're at a 2 million deficit. Also made some updates based on open enrollment for our health insurance and all of the insurances that was in May. So that closed on Friday. We had a couple jump. Nobody else took away from the other direction. And then I wanted to point out that the homestead farmstead resolution motion is incomplete as well on the agenda because the county has had a new system for about a year and a half now. And they are still working through bugs in the system. So they couldn't give me, I take that back, they could give me a solid number of how many people have been approved for a homestead and or a farmstead. But there were some that were removed in error. And they had an appeals hearing on that today. I don't know what time today, but it was today. So I'm hoping tomorrow that I can get that information and then update. I want to make sure everybody gets what the exclusion, and it's worth about $170. So we definitely want to make sure we get that. So that one will definitely be complete for next week, and I'll update the work session agenda as soon as I get that information. So, but we did get a little more money, as I mentioned, in April in that money.
everybody's gonna get a little bit more, even if you have more people eligible. And I'm sorry, at your seats, there is, the couple of reports, the executive summary on the budgets and, it comes out of our accounting, software. And, just if you have any questions about that at all, just let me know. The state form that we passed the proposed final on last month is still on display out here on the counter as well as on the website. That form also, I need that homestead number for, so it is not attached to the agenda either, but will be as soon as I get that. If there's any questions, if you've had a chance to look at that, or if you want more detail on any of that stuff, please let me know.
Questions for Ms. Conrad? Item B, school safety and security report. Okay. Item C, information reports. You have that on block. Any questions from the floor? Approval of the minutes. Item 7 is approval of the treasury report. Item B, investment report. Item 8, approval of bill listings. Item B, list of food service fund bills. If anybody has questions, just let me know. I'm going to go kind of fast because there is a lot. Number 9, board action items, personnel, retirements, and resignations. We have resignation of Regan Mitter, Title I paraprofessional. Miss Amanda Thies, assistant cheerleading coach, and Hope Savannah, substitute bus driver. Any questions on item 9A? Item B, award a professional contract to Mr. Richard Serbies, hired July 2022. Any questions on item B? Item C, our school nurse. I don't know if I can explain this as well as Mr. Rich. Our high school nurse is resigning. This girl is working part-time at the elementary. She's now taking on this, so that's. Any questions on item C?
Is Missy gonna do the elementary?
Yes.
Where, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
I reached out to both of them to schedule a meeting to see what the plan is, because Rich asked me to do that, and I've only heard back from, Amy so far, waiting to hear from Melissa's. So I'm hoping in the next week or so we can get together with the two of them and find out what the plan is. Like, I don't know what Melissa's plan is for next year.
Item D, full-time custodian. We will have a name for that. Pay rates, approve the following pay increases for the 25-26 school year. You can look those over. Any questions on item D? Did we just give the athletic director a raise last year?
I think you divided it over 3 years, a certain amount.
Okay.
There's a certain total, and he took that total over 3 years.
Okay. Any other questions on item D? Item F, Conservation Club Advisor, Mr. Burks. Questions? Item G, Assistant Cheer Coach, would be, is that Chandelier Heights? Chandler Heights, as an assistant cheer coach for the 25-26 school year. Any questions on item G? Item H, summer cleaners. Again, that's Stellar as summer cleaners, and there will be another one.
Yeah, Mr. Seaver's hoping that too.
Any questions on item H? Item I, approve Cameron Ayers and Tag Schaefer for summer tech help under Dr. Lee for approximately 20 hours a week.
Tage,
thank you. Any questions on item Item B, approve Janice Anderson as a bus monitor for the 25-26 school year. Any questions on item J? Item K, bus monitor. Approve Sylvia as a bus monitor and substitute bus man for the 25-26 school year. Any questions on?
I wasn't trying the last name, you know.
Yeah, I was waiting for you.
This lady has worked in our cafeteria.
She's the one that takes all the pictures.
I was just
too.
saying her name was
Okay,
Leah.
that's right.
She approached me, wanted to be part of the bus garage, so actually put her in the driving class. She's one learning to drive bus too.
Item L, employee feasors, retirees as substitutes. Any questions on item L? Item N, board secretary, Ms. Conrad for the 25-26 school year. Any questions on item N? Elimination of the events manager position. Any questions on that? Item O, professional development workshop seminars. I'll let you look those over. Mrs. Claycorn, Carrie Boniak. Any questions on item O? Item P, addition to the volunteer non-instructional substitute listings for the 25-26 school year. That list should be in your work docs. Any questions on item P? Item 10, board action items. Item A, our proposed school lunch prices. Elementary $1.75, secondary $2.25, adult breakfast $2.95, and adult lunch $4.75. Any questions on item A? Item B is approve the attached quote from Quantius Insurance Company to renew this district's general liability package and school leaders liability insurance. The amount of $19. Last year was $92,363. Any questions on item B? Item C, workers' compensation quote from Conscious Insurance. It's $45,030. Last year was $38,522. Any questions on item C? Item D, school-based access program participation agreement. Any question? Any question?
School-based access is, we have several of our aides and our school nurse and the bill. Students have Medicaid and they receive funding for that. And we do this, this is.
Okay, access,
Well, special ed funding.
right. I guess I know what it is. I didn't see the word access. Questions on item C? Item D, that one. Item E, award refuge removal service bids. Award bid to Aiken Refuge for two pickups per week at the high school and elementary buildings, 82 pickups per year, and one pickup per week at the bus garage, 41 pickups per year at following rates. The high school and elementary is 136, bus garage is 12. Estimated total per year is 11,644. It was 739. And also bids were also received from Tri-County and Waste Management.
This will be a change we've had.
That's quite an increase, but I guess it is what it is. Any questions on item E? F, school safety and security report. Item G, school physician services, Dr. James Gardner, a school physician for the 25-26 school year at the rate of $5,000. Dr. Gardner will perform required students' physicals in kindergarten, 6th, and 11th grade, and bus driver physicals. Any questions on G?
I have a question about, this is kind of related to it, on that new athletic form online, which is very nice. I hope it saves your information.
I haven't heard any complaints, so I mean, you guys on the parent side
It
would
says
know.
it's not complete because I couldn't put the physical in because I think I can get the physical now.
Yeah, after June 1st.
Yeah, so, but, well, it'll be complete after you do that.
I'm assuming
Okay.
Kenny did all, I hate to pass the buck, but Kenny
No.
did all of that, so yeah,
Okay. Hopefully it stays, keeps all our.
it should.
I haven't looked at it yet, but thank you for
Yeah.
working on that.
I mean, that was a priority for you, Phil. I know Kenny sat down and took care of all that, and we haven't heard many issues yet, so,
It worked fine for me.
good.
Once you like spoiled them with the online form, the only complaint I had was when can we get the athletic forms?
Came a little bit after.
Yeah, so give it time.
Good.
Item H, school dentist, Dr. Gary Snood, to provide district with school dentist services for the 25-26 school year, the amount of $500 for exams, same as prior year. Item 1, disposal of assets. Questions on item J, memorandum of understanding with Lawrence County Community Action Partnership for Head Start. Any questions on item J? This is 7-7. Item K, agreement to sell or purchase mills. PD 3086.
This is also for Head Start.
Okay.
Student.
Any questions on item K? Item L, vocational agriculture with Augustine board minutes. You should have those in the box also. Item M, final general fund budget. This will be our second reading. Any questions on item M? Item N, the homestead farmstead resolution. Ms. Conrad said she will have the additional information for this one for next week. So, any questions on it? Item 11, questions, comments from the floor relative to non-agenda.
I just wanted to take a moment to thank the staff, or the administration and staff, for the wonderful commencement ceremony in the baccalaureate. Did a great job. Very nice evening. In general, on the education line, I think your speech included opportunities, mentioned opportunities, and I just wanted to say for a small school, there's a lot of opportunities here. Students just need to step up and take them and seize them. My oldest son graduated, and he will graduate approximately 17 college credits from Lowell High School. So he's got a good start on his college career, and I want to thank the administration, teachers from K through 12 for that.
And you guys allow us to do it, so we appreciate it.
It's amazing how many we've added over the years.
Yeah.
Kids that take advantage of it. It's really cool. Nothing online, Dr.
No, nothing.
Okay. No new business. With that, I will.